Alright, just want to quick give a shed update. So, got a shelf built up there for the battery. I'll get up there. There's enough room. I can slide actually another battery in there, which I'll probably do. I'll clean up these wires in a bit. Comes down to the hole. I added 2 bus bars because I had all these wire nuts. This is my negative bus bar, positive. Still some wire management I need to do. These are temporary wires up here. I just put these in because I'm testing out that light over there. I got my Wi-Fi relay for my, you can't see them, but my lights, where is it? Right there, there's 2 deck lights. That's Wi-Fi, so I can control the lights with my phone. Solar charge controller, clean up this USB. Been messing around with the battery, so it's a little bit low today. Yep, so got all the wires kind of tied up. I got a couple going back here tied up. Still can do some wire management. There's a lot of loose wires here that I'll clean up in a bit. But really, it's just, a 12-volt battery, marine battery. Positive and negative clamps come down. I have the positive going to the circuit breaker. This is a 30 amp, 42 volt max. So just to demonstrate, you see this is on, these are on. If I break the circuit, lights are off. This is off on the solar charge controller. Everything's off. Put the breaker back on. Everything's back on. Lights are on. Charge controller's on. This is really just to, it maxes out at 30 amps, so if I had something on here draw more than 30 amps, this circuit would break, and just some protection to the circuit. These 2 wires here, I didn't buy thick enough gauge wire at the beginning, so I was told you can just double strand these wires and make it thicker. So one of these is going to my power inverter. There's a direct line here, so this thing can't draw more than 30 amps from up here. Temporarily, since I have to make a new wire, this could go on your battery. This is the negative end to the power inverter. This can technically go up there on that. I have to make a new longer wire because I just did some adjustments. I could also take this negative wire and put it on the negative bus bar. I did test that. That does work also. Kind of personal preference is probably the reason to it. This other wire here, these are kind of hand in hand. One kind of comes down and it goes to the battery. So how this thing works is, it's kind of hard to see, but this wire here and this black wire here, those are actually coming from the solar panel on the roof, which I'll take you out real quick and show you. So on the roof, and it's kind of hard to see, but there's a solar panel up there. That solar panel, I'll show you around here. Solar panel just hooks into there. I drilled some holes. The solar panel is 100 watts, I think 18 volts, and under theoretical max sunlight. Those wires are just kind of tucked down and coming through here. So they come up to here into this positive and negative, and you can see the panel's on. I should get this USB out. Yep, panel's on, it's charging. Next here you see there's the battery. So this is what's the solar panel is charging the battery. So I have double stranded wires going in to here just to make it a thicker gauge. I'm guessing the solar panel should probably have thicker gauge. I'll adjust that later. So the battery's getting power via the solar, this charge controller. You're going to change the voltage and everything, but this guy is really powering the battery up there. And then this is the positive negative out for like a light. This will give you 12 volts out. If I remember correctly, this is hooked up to the bus bar. Yes. So this guy, I don't have like high amperage system right now. I'm just powering lights. So this should be good. So this positive, this negative are coming down through here, and I have them feeding in negative here and positive over here. And then anything that needs positive or negative can just hook up this to this, and then you have your positive negative circuits. This guy here is just he's getting power here, and then it's like a light switch here. Just when the Wi-Fi switch is hit, it completes this circuit. So really what I have is it coming off this bar here, and this is going out to the lights. So down here, you can't see it, but behind that corner, I dug 12 volt line, and I buried it out to the deck. I can show you real quick. So out here, well, it's all dug up, but I buried a line all the way out here, and it comes up to here. So I buried it under the ground, and there's some slack here. I left some slack in case I wanted to move some lights. That will get cleaned up later. So I got a light here and a light there, and then I just connected these lights with wire nuts. I'll probably fix that later. This gives me some deck lights. It's light out, so I can't really show you how well they work, but I got these on Amazon. These are 30 watts. They're like 20 bucks a piece, I think, maybe less. I don't know. I think I bought them on a deal or something. These will give me 30 watts a piece, so 60 watts right there. I'm also powering just a small security camera up here. This security camera is just some peace of mind so I can watch my house when I'm gone. Like I said, solar panel up top. And then coming back in here, this newest light I just added right here, another 30 watt. Those are also waterproof lights. This is temporary. I'm gonna change this soon later. These are just temporary wires. I just got this hooked up so I can get some light. The switch works, turns the lights on and off. Pretty neat. So that's another 30 watts. So 30, 60, 90. I have 90 watts of power. That is a 12 volt battery. I think that's 35 amp hours. It's 24, group 24 battery. If you look online, I think it roughly equates to 35 amp hours. So, you know, I got plenty of power. You know, I'm not going to burn this out. I can't do the math off the top of my head, but you could do the math. I think you times the watts by the volts to give you the amps. And if that's a 35 amp hour battery, theoretically it can run 35 amps for 1 hour. Or if you're only running 1 amp, which would be really light, you could theoretically run it for 35 hours straight before that thing dies. So that's an option. I have this AC inverter here. I just use it to charge a weed whacker battery. It's not hooked up right now because I just got done rearranging everything. But this could charge a weed whacker battery. I don't prefer to use this because I'd rather have DC. DC is a little more efficient. I can just directly hook it up. There's a lot of energy loss with these things. This is just a 350 watt inverter. Yeah, I don't want to lose a bunch of efficiency. So anything DC I can do. You know, this, I'm not sure if I should really be hooking this off the main. I think this is, you know, I probably can't put too much more load on this. I don't remember what the max out is. I think this controller says. It says 20 amps. I don't know. So, enhancements for the future. I think I'll fix this. I think I can run off the battery directly. I might run maybe something off the battery to here, put another circuit breaker in for protection. And yeah, that's basically the system for right now. I am working on another project to add a lithium ion 18650 pack. Let me go quick show you that real quick. Run over here. Cut the video. Workbench is a mess right now. I just got done doing a bunch of stuff. But this guy right here is my next project. This guy is an 18650. 4 18650s in parallel, 3 in series. This gives me about 12 volts. You can see from the top. I got these battery holders from batteryblocks.com. Pretty cool. You can't really solder 18615s without destroying them. You need to use a spot welder to weld these things. I don't have a spot welder. I don't really want to buy one just for this project. So these battery blocks are pretty good. Holds it pretty secure. So that will give me 12 volts, and these are, I think, 2400 mAh, so I think about 9,600 mAh total. Just call it 10,000 mAh, 12 volts. This will probably go in the shed and power just that shed light inside. I'll make a separate circuit. And from what I've read online, I've been doing a bunch of research, you can actually power this with the solar panel. Like, the solar panel will charge this thing, which is pretty nice. From what I've read, these are freebie batteries, so if this thing blows up or if it, you know, destroys the batteries, you know, lessons learned, and I'll go back and kind of learn from my mistakes. But I just went in a couple old laptop batteries, and I was able to pull out 12 batteries, which is pretty cool. I don't have the case anymore, but you can crack them open and get these out. And then what I did just for safe measures is I got an 18650 charger off Amazon. I put 4 in, and all the batteries are at different, you know, charge rates, completely out of whack. So from what I've read, I got them all balanced charged to the right, 4.2 volts per cell. And, this took me like 4 days because these batteries are like super out of whack, super bad charge. Everything was all crazy. So I got one of these. This really helped. It can do 2 amps on one battery, 1 amp on 2 batteries, or all the batteries at 5 amps. I had one of these kind of basic 18650 chargers, and I seriously left the batteries in for like 4 days and it never charged. So this thing's probably just junk. So I got all these batteries lined up. This is my next project. Maybe make another video on that. This guy here is an old DeWalt 18 volt battery. Everything died. I thought maybe there'd be 18650s in here, but these look like nickel cadmium or whatever it's called, nickel metal cadmium, whatever it's called. They don't look like 18650s, so I'll probably just trash this. I don't want to mess with different chemistries. I don't know anything about these batteries. Lipos are really safe. Or no, lithium ions are really safe. If you have RC cars, these are lithium poly. These things are pretty dangerous. If you puncture this with a nail, it starts smoking and catches on fire. So I'm not going to do anything with this, but the lithium ions are actually pretty safe. So that's that. More to come later. Thanks.